Hi everyone, welcome on board to helper.tv, where you get the reliable news that is tailored for you, and of course where you can actually comment and interact. The Arewa Youth Consultative Forum, AYCF, on Tuesday emphasized on the need to restructure Nigeria. AYCF National President Yerima Shetima warned that Nigeria was at the verge of collapse if it is not restructured. Oftentimes you hear them use the word at the verge of collapse. Well, some say Nigeria has cracks already. Some say Nigeria is on the precipice of tipping, and a lot of different usage of words. The truth is this: it is bad. The foundation is not okay, and therefore there is nothing that can be built on Nigeria that will make any sense, any meaning. It's a fraud that should never have existed. Shetima issued a warning when asked to respond to the call by the Redeemed Christian Church of God, RCCG General Overseer, Pastor Enoch ADEBOYE, that President Muhammadu Buhari should restructure Nigeria. ADEBOYE had said Buhari should restructure Nigeria to prevent the country from total break-up. However, Shetima, in a chat with Daily Post, said, "I am not asserting much importance because ADEBOYE spoke, but because I am an advocate of restructuring. And we said this years ago that the center cannot hold. The burden is too much and the center cannot hold. For us to move and make meaningful impact, we need to restructure this country. Power must be devolved to the regions. Let there be division of labor where it is not everything the center decides." If we allow the center to continue the way we are going, one day the center will just collapse. It is very clear. Everybody knows that the center cannot hold, and we need to look at it thoroughly and ensure it is reviewed with the hope of decentralizing the central government so that things will be done right. He went further to say this American style of government does not favor us. Even there, they do not practice this style of governance. I don't think we have the American style of government. We have the greedy Nigerian kind of government. The American style of government, aside the presidential system that we have in Nigeria, if you want to call it American style of government, states have power. There are certain states in the United States of America that are called sanctuary states. These are states that have laws that can keep certain migrants or certain people that have certain problems. If you could recall, when Donald Trump was trying to kick just every other person out of America, these sanctuary states were where people ran into. Although he tried to muscle on them, tried to use the executive order and all of those things, people still became very, very upset. If we practice American style of government, then the rule of law will be obeyed, not the way things are done here. So a clear example is what happened between Trump, he went on, and the governor of New York during the pandemic. So to some extent, the state governors should have their autonomy and do things their way. But in Nigeria, you dare not challenge your almighty center. And this becomes an issue. And that's the problem. Nigeria, Mexico, these are one of the two countries that practice this totalitarian presidential system where the president of the country is almighty, or whatever he does, that's just it. If you are not careful, they take off the police. If you're not careful, DSS is taken off from a governor and all of these things. Now, I'm not tell you that the governors themselves in the states have power, have this integrity or empathy. Many of them are still the people who you find as presidents. They have the same mindset. In their states, you see a lot of governors muscle hard on their people. They grind their people hard. You see the attitude they display. So, the attitude of no one can question me, no one can tell me. This exactly are the things that we've seen over time. So, what is the problem here? Integrity. It has not been a culture among them to be transparent. It has not been a culture among them not to be greedy. These are practices that has been kind of embedded in them for many years. 50, 55. It has been inside of them for a very long time. So to get rid of this is going to take a lot of effort, willpower to get this off from them. And what is the simple solution to make sure that the judiciary and the punitive measures, I'm talking of agencies that are in charge of making sure that people are punished, really punished for whatever misconduct, criminal activities in government, if this is made stronger and upheld, and there is no tribalism, no religious bigotry, or any form of nepotism or trying to oppress voice of dissent and using the judiciary, if the law is open for everyone to see and interpret, it doesn't matter what party or no party, even if they have all the evil in this world inside of them, that punishment, either by hanging, when they realize that, when they find a public office holder, like what they do in China, a communist country, when you are found wanting, once they find out that you've stolen public funds, they hang you. If these are the kind of laws that we have in Nigeria, these politicians will be weary to even take up political positions. But see how they go all the way, do or die. They're ready to cut each other's neck to become a politician, to occupy office. So you already know that once they share that bag of rice, once they share that 1,000 naira, when they get it back, they are going to recoup that money in 1 million times. You see? So they're going to get it back. And you've sold your own life, sold your destiny, sold your time, sold everything to them. So that's the reason why these things happen. So about restructuring, I don't know what they actually want to restructure here. They've given several, examples of how they can. It's all about the devolution of power, taking off power from the center, giving regions autonomy, and also ability to control their resources. Well, this might help. It might help somehow if regions are allowed to coordinate themselves and do what they need to do. It might help a little. There will be probably a kind of healthy competition amongst different regions trying to outdo themselves. But at the end of the day, what we have is still the same crops of politicians who will practice the same thing you see in your states, in the federal level, in that region. Let us ask ourselves, during the election, is it the northerner, Hausa man that comes to the east, or Rivers State or Bayelsa State? Are they the ones killing people, stealing ballot boxes? They are still the same people who you can call your brothers and sisters doing the same thing. So we cannot put all of these, all problems and say it's the Hausa man, it's the Fulani man. No. We should call ourselves and ask ourselves and see inside of ourselves. And with this, I believe we'll tell ourselves the truth of what we are doing to ourselves. Because when you have a new nation, that is what is going to happen there. So let's just see one or two comments, and you can also drop yours. Suppose I don't know what the president and his handlers understand by the word restructure, even though they have it in their manifesto. It's either they duped us, Yahoo government, or they need education. They are the ones that are unpatriotic. Someone say, man of God doesn't open mouth and talk anyhow. This present government should listen and comply before it's too late. Another one said, 1966 restructuring was discussed at Aburi, Ghana. 5,000 Biafrans were killed and the world kept quiet. I think that should be probably person saying 5 million or 2 million. You people is beginning for the same restructuring. May the Almighty Chuku Okikeabiama kill all of you zoo animals. So that's it. So as per the Aburi discussion, well, it didn't go as it's supposed to be. They ended up with a lot of issues. Even the Aburi are called about having regions and everyone doing their thing. The South, as we know of them today, were not interested in that Biafra per se, as Ken Saro-Wiwa felt that the majority, of course, the Igbos would dominate them, and they were working, they were happy with this, and they are not going to work with this. And that's what created some states in the South, as you know today. So that being said, someone said the collapse of the law and order, which has all along been serving as a pinnacle whereby the entire unity of this nation is depending on, is now no more. So that's it. Yerima Shetima is saying the obvious. Must we wait until it's too late? Let Nigeria be restructured so every region can develop at their own pace. Restructuring is not bad at all. It's only politicians that are benefiting at the expense of the masses from Abuja, the center. And that's the truth. So it is a reality of things. Restructuring, as I say, I think the best way to restructure
is to break. If that can be used, if that term restructure can be used, like let's restructure into breaking. Let's say they say, oh, we don't want to break off we don't want to break up like this. Let us do it in a gradual process. First, we are going to do devolution of power. The center, we just have a figurehead like what they talked about in Aburi. And at the end of the day, each region is allowed to coordinate themselves and manage their resources. A little is brought to the center to manage certain things. The center has certain things they manage. Probably they will give the center only one duty. Let's assume agriculture or something. They give them, the center just has a ministry, just one, and probably is a kind of lower supervisory role, but the states have power. Yes, and with this, little by little, probably in 5 years, the regions can eventually break and become a nation of themselves, so that it can be a gradual process. With that, I do not mind. But this restructuring talk, and many of these people say, let's restructure so that we can grow at our own pace. Yes, it sounds good on one side, but you also have to look at those crazy criminal politicians that you have. They are not going to stop because the country has been restructured. They are going to keep perpetrating that criminal activities of theirs, even in that region or in whatever state or whatever new nation you create.
I say a very big thank you to those who have taken time to subscribe to this channel. And if you're yet to subscribe, kindly tap on that subscription button and also the red bell icon so you will be notified whenever videos such as this are uploaded.